everybody. I'm your host, Bryce Dolan, and this is your top human rights organization review. Now, in a recent segment, we talked about the refugees trapped on the Lesbos Islands outside of Greece. Now, they're trapped there because of an EU deal between Turkey and Greece that restricts these refugees or asylum seekers from moving on to the mainland and eventually being shipped back to Turkey. Well, some of these refugees have been stuck on these islands for months, and the last time we talked about it, their conditions were decreasing. Temperatures were getting colder, the snow was starting to fall more often, and you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, they're living in tents out in these sub-zero temperatures. Well, according to Human Rights Watch today, their living conditions have went from dire to deadly. They received a text from Arash, a 30-year-old Iranian asylum seeker who's been stuck on the Greek islands since last October. Now, the text said, people died in cold in the camp. An Iranian attempted suicide and an Egyptian hung himself. Yesterday, a Pakistani died, and last week, an Egyptian died in the bathroom. I attempted suicide by cutting my vein last week, but I am still alive. Now, while Human Rights Watch could not confirm these specific suicides stated in the text, local news media has reported less detailed stories of migrant suicide attempts. Now, Arash's plea for help reflects the hopelessness and dangers of life at Moria, a refugee hotspot, and other island camps across Greece. Now, 3 men died on Lesbos in the 6 days between January 24th and January 30th. Although there is no official statement on the cause of these deaths, they have been attributed to carbon monoxide poisoning from makeshift heaters that refugees have been using to warm their tents. Now, late last year, at the end of 2016, a blast likely caused by a cooking gas container killed an elderly Kurdish woman and her young grandchild at Moria. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is just absolutely absurd that they are letting this happen. These people are slowly dying in these camps, and they are refusing to let them continue on to the Greece mainland, and they're slowly, very slowly shipping them back to Turkey. Now, here's another message from Arash to Human Rights Watch. No one is supposed to hear our plea. There is no noise or reaction. During the 4 months I have been here, I have not been interviewed once, and they, meaning the authorities, keep postponing my interview. Extreme cold temperature, lack of heating, adequate food and clothing, and humiliating treatment. Now, Arash told Human Rights Watch that 3 days before attempting suicide, he tried to visit the camp psychologist and told them he was tortured in prison and still has nightmares, and also that the camp reminded him of the prison. The psychologist's response: there are 90 people ahead of you. You have to wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, this individual, Arash, attempted suicide. He's having nightmares from a traumatic experience he had of being tortured in prison. And all the psychologist can say to him is, you have to wait. There's 90 people in line ahead of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's just one individual who needs different help besides food and shelter, and he's not able to get it. He needs psychological treatment, and he's not able to receive it. That's only one case. There are multiple. There are a number of cases. A lot of these refugees have been through traumatic situations and don't have the sources to get the psychological help that they need, along with the medical help. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this new travel ban here in the United States, with the Trump administration trying to switch up the immigration policy, this is what you have to keep in mind. If we turn away people that are just trying to live their life to the fullest, we are condemning them to suffer, and we are condemning them to wonder what's going to happen day after day as they try to survive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to look into this article yourself, you can find a link below in the description that'll take you directly to this story on the Human Rights Watch website. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, give our Facebook pages a like, and follow us on Twitter. But that does it for your top human rights organization review. I was your host, Bryce Dolan.